some real shit. I hate the NBA. The NBA is trash. Period. I don't care what this young generation got to say. I don't care what basketball enthusiasts say. I don't care that people that tell me I'm old. I need to get over the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 2000s. This era of basketball is absolutely trash. How is it now that everybody wants LeBron so badly to win a championship? After he already won four, he won an MVP in 2020, and he won a championship in 2020 during the pandemic, right? He hasn't won a championship ever since then, or MVP. It's blowing my mind that they're trying to get Giannis. I don't understand. Why can't teams today win without these major big name stars? Like, it's crazy. You gotta have Giannis, you gotta have Luca, and you gotta have LeBron. LeBron said he doesn't have no fucking help, but he gets Luca. He gets put out by the Timberwolves. Now all of a sudden, now they want Giannis. Then they want motherfucking Curry. Then they want motherfucking anybody, Durant, Kyrie. They can't let this man win a championship without having just one star. He got one of the greatest freaking players in NBA history on his team, of Giannis. He had other great players that helped him win championships in the past when he played with the Cleveland Cavaliers, when he played with the Miami Heat. Then he went to the Lakers. He won championships with great other players. Now he is 40 fucking 1 years old. He won't retire, which I wish he retires. He's done. Why do people want this man to stay in the league for 1 billion years? He needs to retire. It's over for LeBron. But they want to get him help. Giannis can go anywhere in the league and help win a championship because he is that type of player that can help you win a championship with whatever team that he goes to. Out of all the 30-something teams in the NBA, he could have at least went to any other team. Why the freaking Lakers? Now, I'm probably thinking maybe he's thinking about making money after he retires, maybe start some businesses, probably in LA. Probably LA's a lot more comfortable to live, his family, whatever. I understand that. But why? Like, why in the world you need to have to help LeBron win a championship? It ain't no thing about being jealous. It ain't no hate shit. It's just reality. Retire. It's time for you to move on. Let your sons come into the NBA. Let your sons develop. And let your sons become what you thought they can be. Why the freak you gotta stay in this league so long? He's driving me nuts to see this. First he's gonna lead the Lakers. He says he's gonna retire. Then he signs another contract. Or he's going to sign another contract to say another 2 years. For some reason, he wants to stay longer in the NBA than any player in history, which he's not going to because he has to probably be in the league like around with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played. Like, it just makes no sense to me. You're going to get Giannis? Why? Why can't you win with Luca? Luca's one of the greatest players of all time, one of the greatest shooters of all time. Like a European player. Then you want to get another European player. Just because you cannot win a championship by your freaking self. You want 5 so bad. You want 6 so bad to try to tie with Jordan. You are on Jordan's cock so bad that you have to fucking sign Giannis to a contract because you cannot win without a major star. Yes, Jordan won with Pippen. Yes, Jordan won with 1 star. 1. And that was Scottie Pippen. But you got to win with 5, 6, 7. You got to get this player. I can't win without this player. I need this player. I need this player. And you got to sign this player. And when you get these players don't like playing with you. Now, Giannis doesn't care because Giannis won another ring. I understand it. But he can get a ring somewhere else. Why can't he go somewhere else and try to get a ring from somewhere else that they don't have to be starstruck? Like a small, like he's playing for a small organization with the Bucks. It's a small organization. But they won championships. It don't make no sense to me that you're grabbing these top-notch players to win a title. You cannot win by yourself. You're 41 years old. Retire. Go and sit on a beach. You got all these businesses. You're a multi-billionaire. 2 of your sons. One son is in the NBA. The other one's coming out probably by next year or the year after. Why can't you just sit back and watch your kids fucking play? Why do you need to stay we got with this with Rodgers in the NFL. We went through this with Brady in the NFL. Even Peyton Manning went through this in the NFL. Then you started having Shaq try to stay in the league for a billion years. Kevin Garnett did the same freaking thing. Kobe did it for 20 years. But the thing is, they won. Like it just don't make no sense to me. I know Garnett won with Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, but that was when he was older. He won. He retired. Then you had Kobe. Kobe won with probably a couple of good players but not actual superstars. But they knew when to go. They knew when to go. They didn't stick around to try to win a championship after they knew they were beat up and they couldn't play the game anymore. Why does these people want LeBron to stay? You got other stars in the league that are young, great players that are better than LeBron. That's proving that they can win championships without having all these big name stars on the team. You can see what the Timberwolves are doing. You can see what the Knicks are doing. You can see what the Pacers are doing. The teams that are in the conference finals. You see they don't have no big, humongous, big name stars on their team, and they're playing outstanding basketball. But LeBron wants to win with somebody that's a name. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm sick and tired of the NBA. I'm sick and tired of the marketing of the NBA. They talk bad about the WNBA because they don't want to pay the women to play basketball because they say it's not great. The NBA is starting to get the same way as the WNBA. It's starting to get boring. Shooting bad threes. All these motherfuckers. I watched the game yesterday. Like, the Knicks should have never won that game yesterday. The Pacers were up by 20. You got fucking Big Cat, which he's one of the most worst players in the NBA to me. I think he offensive fouls all the time. He walks all the time. He's always in foul trouble. How the hell they come back from 20 points with a player that was in foul trouble with 4 fouls? He got his 5th foul in 4 minutes left in the game. Then they brought Brunson back to have 5 fouls. They get a foul call on him through the whole freaking game. At the end of the game, how is that possible to try to keep a team in the game, which they should have lost that game? And don't give me, because the Knicks are that good. The Knicks are not a good team. They're not. And I said it before, they're going to lose in the conference finals because they're not a good team yet. They need something else. They don't need a big name star. They just need something else. And they're the teams that are winning games that are actually winnable games. And they're actually playing ball together as a team, not individually that one person can get 30, another get 40, another get 50. How can LeBron James play with a team knowing that he's not going to have the ball in his hand that much like he used to because you have Luka on a team that actually has the ball more than everybody the fuck else? Then you got Giannis. They didn't protect the rim. Are you serious? You got all these other great basketball players that are sitting out there. You can't go and get an average player. You got to get a star. And you already have a star on your team. What is so obsessed? Why are people so obsessed with LeBron? Like, why are people so obsessed with him? He's a big guy that runs up and down the floor that doesn't know how to play the game anymore because he's old. And people won't let him go. They keep on saying he's still the best basketball. No, he is not the best basketball player in the league anymore. Period. I don't care how many seasons he played. I don't care how much numbers he put up. I don't care how much he sits there and says that I'm going to break this record. I don't give a damn about them records because there's records that he hasn't even broken yet that he'll never break. Why in the world that he wants to catch up with Jordan so bad? It's like an obsession with him. And all this young generation wants to do is see him catch up with Michael Jordan. Even if he catches up with Michael Jordan, he still has a losing record in the finals. The worst losing record in NBA history is in the finals. He still had one of the worst losing records in the regular season, too. And people don't talk about that. Yes, you want to give him mountains of stats. Oh, you want to see him play with his son? I don't give a damn about him playing with his damn son. He barely plays with him in the first place. His son's always going to the fucking G League. And when he come back, LeBron James not even playing because LeBron's hurt or LeBron's probably taking off. Or LeBron James is probably watching his son on the sideline and he's up there excited that his son. He don't care about his son being in the game. Only thing he cares about, I got my son in the game. Yeah, then I'm going to get my other son. I'm going to play with him. He only cares about playing with them. He doesn't care about what their careers would be because he's fucking their career up. You let your sons play. I don't give a fuck if I'm the same age. If I'm the same age as LeBron, my kid's coming out of college. I'm retired so I watch my kids play. Well, I'm going to sit there and play with my son for. I don't play with my damn sons. I want my sons to go out there and do something for themselves. Make their own motherfucking legacy. Why would I sit there and play with my son for? I don't want to do that. I see NBA, I see a hockey player did that before, but he was like, had his son like the age of 16. LeBron James had his son at a young age. That's the reason why LeBron can see his sons play now, because he had them at a young age. Like they're the same age as my daughter. And my daughter's mom is the same age as LeBron. So think about that. He's young. LeBron is still young in the sense because I'm older than him, because I'm almost 50. I'm older than LeBron. And to watch LeBron just want to just tear his children down, and people say, don't talk about his kids. He's doing it his damn self. He won't retire. He won't let his own kids have a legacy. He won't let other teams say, okay, LeBron's gone. Let's see if we can find somebody that's better than him. How can somebody be better than somebody that won't retire? Jordan retired. Everybody's talking about, oh, all these players are better than Jordan. Kobe retired. All these players are better than Kobe. Shaq retired. All these players are better than Shaq. But you're watching other players that play the positions that these players play, and they're looking good. You can't never see another player play like LeBron, because you don't want them to see nobody else play like LeBron. It's crazy. He's signing a contract. He won't go away. He's like that roach. He's like that mouse that be in your crib. You can't catch that motherfucker. He's the same way. He's fucking annoying. People love that motherfucker. He's a good person off the court. Okay, I give it to LeBron. He's doing what he's supposed to do off the court. He's a ambassador off the court. But on the court, he needs to get off of it. He's 41 years old. Everybody's like, well, look, well, Brady played a position that actually is different than playing basketball. Way different. You can't even say that you look at Brady. Brady actually played with no really big name stars. All the players that he played with were like really old. When he played for Tampa Bay, when he retired, came back and played for Tampa Bay, all the players were actually old. He had Gronk. He had a couple of other players that was on his old team, and a couple of young players that were on Tampa Bay, but they were old. They were mixed. And he didn't win with any fucking stars. LeBron is trying to win with stars. He won't say, okay, let back. I got Jokic. I got Luka. Let me go and get some average players to play. Let me try to build my team like the Pacers, or try to build my teams like the Knicks, or try to build my team like the Timberwolves. No, he won't do that. He wants to go and get 3 stars so he can dominate the fucking league. So honestly, everybody can talk about LeBron. They're not gonna talk about Luka, and they're not gonna talk about fucking Giannis. They're gonna talk about LeBron. LeBron's gonna be the headliner. There's gonna be nobody the fuck else gonna be the headliner. And that's why I'm sick and tired of basketball. Because they always make these stars above the other stars headliners. Like they won't say Curry better than LeBron. They keep on saying Curry is not better than LeBron. They keep on saying that shit. For some fucking reason, knowing Curry got 5 rings. Oh, he didn't win this many MVPs. Oh, the fuck when he got 5 rings? What the MVPs got to do with anything? If MVPs were taken out, LeBron James only won 4 rings. You're using MVPs as a way to try to snuff somebody out of being in the conversation of greatness, because now you want to put LeBron behind Jordan, which that's the most stupidest fucking thing I ever seen in my life, that they put LeBron James behind Jordan. I still can't stand that shit. And he's still trying to win with stars. Jordan went to a Wizard team, which everybody want to dog him out, going to a Wizard team that had nobody, almost took that team to the playoffs, had the best defense in basketball at the point until he tore his meniscus. But you got LeBron sitting up there with a team that, oh, we didn't got put out of the playoffs by a better team. Why can't they say that the Timberwolves were a better team? Why can't they say that? Oh, LeBron James didn't play well because he didn't have no help. Are you fucking serious? People don't know what fucking basketball is. This is why this generation don't know what basketball is. They think they know basketball. They don't know shit about basketball. They want to win with stars. You got to win with nucleus of great players that fit your system with a good coach. You're going to bring a player to a coach that never won a championship. And a nucleus of players that are young and have never been to a final. Only person that's been in the finals probably is Luka. That's it. Then you got fucking Giannis coming over there. Giannis is going to be... Giannis think he's a perfect fit. He's not a perfect fit for that team. Because once he gets hurt, or once LeBron get hurt, what if LeBron James get jealous of both of them? What if LeBron James is not getting his much points that he don't get on not having the ball, bringing the ball down? What if he don't get another possessions for himself? What if his assist goes down? What if his numbers go down? He's going to start hating them too, because Giannis is going to score like 40. And you know Luka's going to score like 40. Well, LeBron going to score like 10. What, have 10, 15 assists? Oh, that's great to have 10, 15 assists, but you know LeBron James like to score. He wants to be involved in, oh my God, LeBron James powers himself to the lane. Oh my God, and one, but he missed the foul shot. That's what he wants. He wants to be noticed Because he's going to have two other players that are going to be talked about more than him, and he don't want that to happen. So, the fans and the fan base of LeBron are going to be talking about him more than anybody the fuck else. Even if Giannis becomes MVP, they're going to say, well, we should have gave it to LeBron. Or if Luka came MVP, we should have gave it to LeBron. Because LeBron James had a better season. But Luka averaged like 30, and you had fucking Giannis averaged 40. But we still should have gave it to LeBron because LeBron's a team player. Man, fuck that shit. Get rid of him. There's nothing wrong with pushing LeBron on the side. Say, LeBron, look, retire. Let somebody else fucking win. Why don't you go and be over there with Jordan over there in the booth talking about the game? Why don't you watch your sons play? What is wrong with that? I'm sick and tired of the NBA. The NBA is always trying to promote these big name players, but when you talk about the game, they don't know. They think the game is what is better than the game of the past. It is not. Even the commentating is bad. I watched Reggie Miller talk yesterday. I was like, Reggie Miller, you know that your commentating is not for this era. You're a 90s player. You're an 80, 90 player. That's what you are. You're trying to make this game say, oh, these players are good. These players are trash. They call the worst fouls. I watched the game that they call the most dumbest fouls. Referees just call foul on anybody. They'll call foul when you throw the ball up in the air, you fall on the ground and call foul. They had one foul that was so bad that actually got the Knicks to win the game to go up 6 on a bad foul that the referees called. Then they want to fucking challenge everything. It's like they have to challenge every fucking thing. The players are trying to challenge, get the referees to challenge, get the coaches to challenge. Why? On every single play, you don't have to challenge a call. It's like the NFL doing that shit, challenging a play on a pass interference on every single call. But it's not going to happen. That's what they should not be doing. They should only use the challenges when they need the challenges, when they need the challenges be used, when they know that they need points. The game is just, it's trash. It's like this whole generation is just trash in sports. It's like it's so bad watching sports nowadays. People are really actually getting away from watching sports because it's all about betting. Betting is making the motherfucking league look so bad, man. Ever since they start bringing gambling back into sports like they did when they back in the 20s, when they really didn't want gambling in the game, but they were making money off of gambling, and now they're bringing gambling back. They've really fucked up the league. They want to make billions off of these players. And all these players don't want to play basketball. They want to make a little bit of money, and they want to go and fucking make a whole bunch of fucking CDs and rap videos and be online and do podcasts and shit. They don't want to play basketball. That's why having these players be retiring early. Because the money is they give these players money that don't need money. They give these players in the NBA that are on the bench, on top of the bench, that only score like 5 points a game. They give them $100 million contract. Just like I said, for any sports, for like boxing, baseball, they just give anybody motherfucking money because they feel that that's going to be the next great player. But that player ended up retiring because that player don't want to play basketball no more. After they invested money into that player, saying, okay, that player's going to be the next great player. He's going to probably be better than Kobe. He's going to be better than Michael. Next year, that motherfucker retire in 2 years. Because he make $160,000 million, $1 trillion. He retires. Next year, you don't see him no more. What happened to that player that was going to be the great player? Oh, he retired. He's doing podcasting because he didn't want to play basketball. The only thing he did to play the basketball game or play sports is to make money. And then they retire and they don't see him no more. See, people say, well, LeBron James is doing it for an investment. No, LeBron James is doing it because he just is holding on to something that he needs to let go. He's not that basketball player no more. He wants to hold on to his kids. Let your kids become famous. His son's name is going to be attached to the back of his jersey for the rest of their lives, dog. Let them enjoy their lives without having you sit on top of your son, allowing them not allowing them to be being professionals and being players. I know LeBron's like son's like, God damn, Dad, leave me alone. Let me do what I want to do. Deion Sanders is allowing his son to do whatever he fucking want to do. And he probably questions a little bit of things that his son is doing, but he knows that his son is doing some dickhead shit, but he's gonna let his son suffer. You wanna do that dickhead shit? Okay, I ain't gonna stop you from doing it. So remember, you ain't gonna be on that team long if you keep on doing that dickhead shit. Cause he's fucking with media, telling him he don't have to do nothing, he don't have to listen to media and listen to his coaches. That's gonna get him kicked off the team. And Deion's sitting up there like, oh, that's his fault. That's his fault for doing that. But I'm sick and tired of the NBA. I'm sick and tired of the NFL. Sports has been drowning in their own water for a very fucking long time because the NBA is trying to promote the worst league ever. After they put that play-in crap in the NBA, it messed up the league. Then they're going to try to support. First, they want to support overseas. Now they're trying to support it so bad by bringing players over here, but they don't even hardly talk about the players overseas because they know the best player in the league is Luka, but they don't want to talk about him because they want to still say LeBron James is better than him. How is a player better than somebody because they played the league for 50,000 years and won't retire? And he's holding on to a string that's pop after pop. And he doesn't, and the NBA fans thinking this game is great because they got one player that just, oh, now we're going to say, oh, well, we got a new MVP. But who they talk about more? LeBron James' name came up again. They just can't leave the Lakers the fuck alone. Oh, but the Lakers is the great. No, the Lakers is talked about because they can't talk about nothing else. It's like the Yankees or like the Boston Celtics. They can't, or the Lakers. They just can't leave them alone while you got all these other teams winning titles. They don't even talk about the New England Patriots like that. And the New England Patriots won 6. I mean, they won 6 championships. They don't even talk about them. They still talk about the motherfucking. They'll still talk about Green Bay. Or they'll talk about the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys had won a championship ever since 95. The Lakers haven't won. How was the last time the Lakers won a championship? You got 2 teams that won a championship in the last few years. It was Golden State and fucking Celtics. They don't even talk about the Celtics championship last year because they got to go and talk about the Lakers. They can't stand the Celtics because the Celtics is that team that always will catch up to the Lakers. They don't like the Celtics. The league don't like the Celtics. Regardless of they saying they're a rival, they don't like them. That's why they don't talk about them. You had Tatum and you had Brown. Brown won the fucking MVP, and he went to the Olympic game, but they didn't allow him on the Olympic team. Then when Tatum was on it, they didn't barely let Tatum play. This is what the league do. This is what the league do to great players, but they don't care about LeBron being on the team. Oh, LeBron, come over here. Sit right next to this dick right here. Because they want him to shine better than anybody because they know that he never is going to win a championship without getting all these stars. And it's crazy that you got Michael Jordan that they talk bad about all the time, saying that he's a bum, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. But the man won 6 titles with one player. I'm not saying one player, but an extra star that he won with other regular players that wasn't stars. With a coach that, honestly, they say he's the greatest coach of all time, which I don't really think that Phil Jackson's the greatest coach of all time because he had Tex Winners right behind him that actually created the triangle offense. So I really believe that he's not the greatest coach of all time. I still think that Red Auerbach is. But, people will argue me down because no. Auerbach is the greatest coach of all time because the way he won his championships with players that really, honestly, he had 5 All-Star, all Hall of Famers, but they were all drafted. Just like the Golden State Warriors. All drafted players. LeBron be picking up players. Oh, I want him, I want him, I want him. Hey, let me get that motherfucker over there, man. I heard he won 17 titles. Let me get him. I can't win by myself because, that's just me. I need help. I need another shooter. I need another person who can drive the basket. I need a player who can play defense. So why are you not doing that? Because you're old. And even when you were younger, you wasn't doing that shit. You had problems playing defense. You were always hurt all the fucking time. You're sitting on the edge of the bench playing bottled water, flipping and shit. You're there eating candy on the sideline, talking to fans and shit. You were the one, or fighting with fans on the court because fans didn't like your ass, and you got so mad and so upset you had to get fans kicked out the game. That's you. But we want to see basketball. Basketball should be something that, even if it's an old player like A.C. Green or Els Gilmore, we know that they're great players, and maybe they are just trying to keep themselves to play in the NBA. But that was back in the past because basketball players rarely retired early when they played in the past. But they were still a big name, like Bernard King. All of them were still big names. Or you still had Iceman still playing when he played with the Bulls. But they still had names, and they're still being watched. And they still had people come to the game. Now you have these fans. All they know is LeBron. They don't know nobody the fuck else. Because once LeBron retired, everybody gonna be like, "Oh my God, I miss LeBron." I don't miss LeBron. I'm glad he's gone. He needs to retire. He should retire when he was like 30, 38 or 39 years old. Really earlier than that. His legacy was already cemented after he won the title. He should be already known that he's a Hall of Famer. He shouldn't have to prove himself to fucking nobody. He don't got to prove nothing to his kids. He don't got to prove nothing to himself. He don't got to prove nothing to the fans. He don't got to prove nothing to the NBA. He already was a Hall of Famer. His name was already going to be put in the lights. If he's the second best, greatest players of all time, why didn't he retire? Why are you trying to prove that you're better than everybody else? All you need to do is just retire. You're already proving that you are a Hall of Famer and you are probably one of the greatest scorers of all time, one of the greatest players of all time. So why can't you take that and say, okay, now it's my son's turns to come in here and prove how great they are? No, no, I gotta stay here and watch my sons. I gotta play with my kids. I gotta play with my kids like you, like little boys or something. People think that's great. I think it's stupid half of the damn time that you're waiting for your kids to come into the league and you're like 40 fucking something years old. Just because you want to have your kids you want to be the first one to ever play with your children. Man, fuck that shit. Yo, let my children have their time. Let them have their reign. They have the name of my name on the back of their jersey. They will know who I am, even though I'm retired. People love that he's playing. I don't care about your kids playing basketball. We already know who LeBron James' kids are because we've seen him play in college. Seen him play for USC when he only averaged like 5 points a game. And that's not a knock on him because he had that heart issue. But now you know he has a heart issue. Now he's in the NBA. Now he really can't play too much because of that heart issue. And now his son's coming out. His other one, the youngest one's coming out. They don't even talk about him. And he's better probably than his older brother. He's probably better than LeBron. But we'll never know until he comes into the league. But see, LeBron wants to play with him. And they're going to fuck up the whole league to get LeBron's son on the Lakers. And it's fucking stupid because LeBron's son was supposed to play for the Sixers. He was supposed to be drafted by the Sixers. But they messed up the draft by the management telling him do not draft LeBron's son for him to play with him. Like it's a gift. Here's your gift, your son. He could play with you. No. You let that man go somewhere the fuck else and let him fit somewhere else. Stop dragging. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I mean. The parents have too much power and control over their kids when it comes to when they're grown. Not when they're young. I understand if he was 16, 17 years old, he came into the NBA like the same age as LeBron, and then LeBron had power over his son. But they're grown-ass motherfucking men. And you're still having this influence over top of him when he's grown. He went to college. He had a life. He has a girlfriend. You know what I mean? He barely lives he has his own crib. And you're still holding on like he's fucking 5 years old. You still gotta tell your kid what the fuck to do. He a grown-ass man. Let him live his life. Let him go out there and do what he's supposed to do as an NBA player. Let him go through the struggles, man, the ups and downs of an NBA player. Why are you trying to use your name to keep him from struggling? That's how he's never gonna learn any fucking thing. He's a grown-ass fucking man. He's like 20, he's 22 now? He's been in the league for a year. Almost 2 years he's been in the league, and you can't let this man be a man. You got to still baby him. LeBron James won't let him do what he's supposed to do as a grown man. Deion Sanders is a little bit like that too, but at least he's allowing his son to go through the turmoil of what he went through when he came into the league. Because Deion made the same amount of money that his son made, about $4 million. Deion got a little upset and said he should have made a little more money. I don't know why, because rookies that are undrafted, because Deion was drafted a high pick, but his son wasn't drafted a high pick. Lucky he got that $4 million. Because usually they don't really give players that are undrafted or low draft picks a lot of money. Because they got to make the team. Usually they don't even sign them until they make the team, until after preseason. Now, I know that his contract's not guaranteed because they don't guarantee contracts in the NFL. So if he plays preseason, he fucks up, he's going to get cut. And Deion has no control over that. But you gotta let him be a grown man, dog. Like, let your sons be great. Why are you holding on to their fucking bottle like they still are sipping out of the bottle? This is what I mean by Giannis and being on the team. Giannis should not go to the Lakers. Giannis should change his mind about going to the Lakers and try to find somewhere else to win. Because I think Giannis will be a better fit somewhere else than the Lakers. Because I don't think they're going to win anything. Because you guys say this, right? If Giannis get hurt, Luka get hurt, or LeBron get hurt, it's going to be trouble for them. Because now your whole offensive scheme got to change. Who's going to have the ball? There's only one basketball. Who's going to get the ball? Will LeBron care that Giannis scores 40? Would Giannis, would no, my fault, would LeBron care if Giannis score 40? Would LeBron care if Luka score 30? Or LeBron score 15, 16 points and he probably get like 3, 4 assists? That's not good for the league. The league should not let this fucking happen. If the league let this, if the league allow Giannis to go to the fucking Lakers on a trade, it will be people should the NBA should stop. There should be no more basketball because it's not fair. And I'm not saying it's fair to have Giannis on the same team as Luka and LeBron. Say it's unfair because there's other teams out there that probably would love to have Giannis on their team that will pay him the money to play on their team, even if it's a team that's not even that good. If Giannis is that good, why can't he do what he did with the Bucks? Why can't he win a championship with a team that don't have stars? He already did that shit already. So why do you need to go to a team that has stars to win a championship? Knowing he said that the Bucks don't want to win, how the fuck do you want to? How the hell do you know they don't want to win? Because they won't get no players that you want on the team? Maybe they don't have the fucking money because they signed your ass to a multi-million-dollar fucking contract. You can't sign players to contracts or get stars if you don't have the money. Yes, it's a low budget team, but they won a title with nobody on their team that made a lot of money. So why don't you fucking go and stay with that team and say, listen, I need some help. Like LeBron always fucking do. If they don't say, okay, well, trade me to the Sixers or trade me to Cleveland. Trade me somewhere that I can have an opportunity to help a team win a championship instead of go to a team with stars. That don't make no sense to me because the NBA is really promoting these NBA stars like they need to have a whole bunch of motherfucking stars to beat national televised. Like back in the day, they didn't have a whole bunch of stars. They had stars on for their team, maybe one or two, or maybe three, but they didn't have to promote it that much. Like the NBA does, they gotta have to promote their stars so much to get people to watch the game. And the game is so watered down. The game is tasteless. The game is trash. And they're trying to make these games close because they want the money to be there once these betting starting. Oh, well, we got to let this team come back. Oh, we calls up by 16. All right, we're going to let this team come back. We got to let this team come back because we got to make sure the bet is paid out because, you know, a lot of people lose money off these bets of a team losing by 20. Oh, the game's supposed to be by, oh, the betting line is 3, but they're losing by 20. So they got to make it to 6. That's money. They lost by 6. So if the game was 3 points or probably 5 points, somebody wants some money. Because that line right there is even where the 3 points is, and motherfucker, they lose by 20, somebody's gonna lose that money. And the betting don't like that shit. The betting want to keep the game close. They want to keep it where the line is so everybody can make money. Even the fucking casinos. And that's some fucked up shit. They be doing that shit and making these teams come back. You got Townsend, one of the worst basketball players in the NBA. I don't know why they call him Big Cat. The man only shoots threes. He doesn't. He drives to the basket. He pushes off all the time. He walks all the time. He always being called for a foul. He led the league a foul. Well, I think fouling. He always would never stay in the game. He's always on a bench in the fourth quarter because he's always in foul trouble. But they say, oh, he brought it back. I said, yeah, because you know why they brought it back? Because it wasn't because of him bringing it back. It's because of the line of the money. They knew it. Because like I said before, look at the Timberwolves game. Look at the Timberwolves game in OKC. They probably went in that fucking locker room and told OKC to lose that game. Now, I don't know how many points they told them to lose by, but they lost by 42 fucking points. For a team in the last 2 games that beat the crap out of Timberwolves, next thing you do is lose by 42. Because they said, well, we got to let Anthony Edwards score 32 points. He's the only one who scored 32 points, and nobody else really didn't do anything on that team. But they blew them the hell out by 40-something points. This is what I mean by the NBA is so obsessed with keeping the game close or keeping teams in the game. Because if the Timberwolves would have lost yesterday, they would probably got swept. Just like the Knicks. They didn't want the Knicks to get swept because the Knicks is making the NBA money. Because it's that team that people in New York love so much, which I'm feeling like, where all these New York fans come from? They're like roaches coming out of the walls. Like, they come out of the fucking nowhere. They didn't been in a championship for almost ever since the 1970s. Then they haven't won anything. They haven't been in the finals ever since. They won the final in the 1970s, but they haven't been in the finals ever since the 90s. Then, next thing you know, they went to the conference finals last year, got blown out. Then, next thing you know, they go here again. Now everybody's happy that, oh my God, the Knicks are just a great team. No, they're not great. They're a good team. They're an average team. But see, that's what the NBA is trying to promote now. Well, since LeBron James and Curry and all these other superstars are not playing for the championship, we might as well let these average teams go. We're gonna let an average player win the MVP. Well, start is coming up win an MVP because we didn't want to give it to Jokic anymore because Jokic supposed to be. I heard Jokic was supposed to win the MVP. The NBA has a money problem, dog. They love money so much that they will destroy the game and integrity of the game that used to be so great. Because the NBA was the number one sport at one point in the 90s because of Michael Jordan and all the other great players. Baseball, baseball and football was right behind it. Then football came along. Then football was wiped away. You had baseball first, and and that was wiped away because they always are doing money. And it's really destroying the game, destroying the integrity of basketball, football, and baseball, and all these other sports. Even hockey's starting to be that way. Golf is starting to be that way. It's all betting. It's a betting thing. It has nothing to do with fans because I don't even think sports even have fans anymore. I think everybody just bets. I think everybody is betting and making money off sports. There's no such thing as a fan anymore. You say you got the number one fans, no number one fans in sports anymore. There used to be before betting started coming around. Then everybody started going to casinos and started betting on teams now. Like I said, they used to do that in the 20s. And you see what happened in the 20s when they banned betting after when players were getting killed over betting. Now they cut it. Now they brought it back again because they knew that the only way you can make money is by making yourself be addicted to something that you have no control of. And it's sad. It's sad that the NBA is doing. It's sad sports doing this shit now. Betting shouldn't even be in the league. It shouldn't. They already just had this big ass problem with Rose doing betting when he got kicked out the league and never got to the Hall of Fame because he was betting on everybody. His own team. His own team. And even the referee that got kicked out of the game for betting for the one that's from Philadelphia, the one that was betting games back in the 90s. And now they brought betting back, knowing that these referees can be talked into getting money. These referees don't make that much money. You got these players that are coming off the bench, they're not making that much money. Hey, once you do this, right? Once you miss a couple of shots, I'll give you $500,000. Cool. That's enough to feed my family. Oh, you're not making that much money, referee. Once you call this play, once you call foul on every single play on that one player over there. Oh, okay. I'll give you $300,000. Okay, cool. You don't think these motherfuckers will do that? You don't think none of these motherfuckers will call a game for $300,000? Or a basketball player will miss shots for $500,000? They would. That's why betting should not be in the league. Because you still got these players that will actually fucking sell their soul for money to try to get that betting line even so they can make about $1 million. Because they know they're not making $1 million in the game. They make like $300,000 to $260,000, which the bench player probably gets less than that, probably at least about $50,000. People say, well, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to you. But to the NBA player, it's not a lot of money. They can't survive off of $50,000 in the NBA. That's why a lot of these bench players be trying their best to get some time on the floor so they could make that purse. Like boxers. Boxers make a big purse, but they don't start off with making big purses until they get higher up into ranking or get a chance to fight for the championship, which that's a higher purse is a fight for a championship. Like wrestlers will get more money when they fight for a higher purse when they get their championship chance. It's all about money. That's why the league is trash. That's why they tore the league up, and people love the game because of betting. How would it feel if betting didn't exist? Sports would have been sports. That's why they change rules. That's why they make the game more complicated. That's why they try to tell you that the referees are always right, and you got basketball players saying that fans don't know nothing about the game. How the fuck I don't know anything about basketball? A little kid know about basketball more than a fucking NBA player do. It's nothing hard to know about sports, but to tear the game up and have these players stay in the league for a very, very, very long time, like a Rodgers. He doesn't even know where the fuck he's going. He's saying he's going to sign with Pittsburgh. Now he's going to sign with New Orleans. They don't know what he's going to do. He's holding team hostages just like Brett Favre did. holding Green Bay hostage, and then Green Bay didn't want to sign him, so he moved on, and he was holding the Jets hostage, and then he did the motherfucking Minnesota Vikings hostage. Then he had the nerve to say that, oh my God, like, oh, it's not my fault, it's your fault. You don't want to retire. You don't need to prove you're the all-time leader in passing, touchdowns, and everything. Why do you and you won a title and you've been to two Super Bowls? Why do you need to prove anything? Because like I said, a lot of these motherfucking NFL players and NBA players don't have any money anymore. Once they lose all their money, they stay in the league so they can try to get a little bit of more money. People say that's not wrong. It is wrong. That's your fault you spend all your money on the most dumbest shit. Why are you gonna take away money from another player that's probably a little bit better than you? Why are you taking a player? Why are you taking a player's opportunity to show his greatness? Just because you feel that, oh, I gotta stay in the league. I gotta stay in the league. I can't go nowhere. I don't want to go nowhere. I gotta make sure I have another million in my bank account because you lost a million because you're betting. You did some bad business decisions. That's your fault. Even they had the thing, the TV show called Broke. Well, all the athletes were talking about how they got broke because of them spending all their dumbass money on the most dumbest shit. And it's the NBA players and the NFL players and all their fault. It's not nobody else's fault except their own, but they're blaming everybody else for the money that they lose. This is the reason why. This is the reason why I'm not a fan of watching sports anymore. I love football. Football is my favorite sport in the world is football. Boxing's right behind that. Basketball is right behind that. But I love football. But when they tore football apart, putting all these stupid ass rules and making up rules that are 100 fucking years old, like the Tuck rule, and bringing up all these rules and putting all these new, let's do this and do that, trying to take away the tush push because they don't like the tush push. They just do most dumb shit to make people not be interested in watching the game anymore. The Super Bowls are even rigged. The Super Bowls are rigged, and everybody knows the Super Bowls are rigged. Everybody knows the playoff games are rigged. Everybody knows certain games are rigged. And the games are so badly played. It's like you're watching a movie. And you're watching the referees, and the referees already know what's going to happen before it happens. So they knew what penalties to call on certain players. Sometimes they don't call it on stars. Sometimes they do call it on stars. But they know how to control the game. Because the referees do control games. Just like the NBA. The referees control the game. And it's all rigged. If I ever see the Knicks get to the finals, I know the league is rigged. Because the Pacers are way better than the Knicks. And everybody knows that. The Pacers are a better team and a better defensive team. Brunson's a great player, but Brunson reminds me so much of Chris Paul. And the game is, and they don't really have a lot of great players on their team to actually say, well, I'm scared of that player. I'm scared of that player. No. The Pacers should have won that game by 20. I believe they allowed them to come back because they were told to allow them to come back. I believe referees do go in locker rooms. I believe that the commissioner does go in these locker rooms and say, listen, y'all going to lose the game today. Or you're going to win the game today. And I believe that happens because the league has to promote something. They have to promote to get tickets. They got to make the game exciting because the game is not exciting anymore. And that game last night, everybody said, well, it's an exciting game. How's it an exciting game for a team to come back from a player that's a bad player? I see Brunson came off the bench, 5 fouls, and he brought them back from 20. Not Big Cat. Because Big Cat's not the star of the team. It's Brunson is the star of the Knicks. I see Brunson come out. He had 5 fouls. Come in the game, brought him back. Okay, I'll be like, okay, cool. Brunson brought him back because that's how good a player he is. Not Big Cat, because Big Cat's he's garbage. That's my opinion. I'm not a big fan because I think he fouls too. I think he offers the fouls all the time. And he walks all the time. And he shoots the worst threes. He just stows the ball up, like, I'm going to make this. And he just, like, put his hands up, pointing at people. I said, you're not a good player. Yes, you're a 6-time All-Star, but they making you an All-Star. The league is making you an All-Star. You're not really an All-Star. Like, for real. Like, most of these players in the NBA are not All-Stars. They make them All-Stars. Because they have to promote players that they think that they have to make great. Because they already had their great players in the past. But they have to keep on making these players good. They have to pick. I believe the NBA picks the players that they want to be good. They pick them out. Because you don't hear nothing about Leonard. You don't hear nothing about Paul George. You don't hear about them players that are great, great players. You don't hear about them no more because they got rid of them. Because now they want the new younger generation of players to come up and say, well, we're going to pick him. We don't know who the fuck his name is, but you're going to be a star back there. Hey, how about you? You want to be a superstar? All right, you haven't scored a point in the NBA yet. But we're going to make you another Michael Jordan. Hey, we want to make that motherfucker over there Kobe. We're going to make that motherfucker over there Garnett. They just pick out players to make them great players, and they're not good. Way on the bench somewhere, in the back of the bench, probably where the fucking Gatorade container is, you're going to see a player come off the bench. They're going to try to make Michael Jordan. Because they have to make somebody great. Because the next few years, the NBA players are going to retire. Like Curry, Giannis, all of them are going to retire. So you got to pick the next flop of great players. They have to pick them out. And if they pick them out, you're not going to know who the fuck they are because they're going to try to find them in college. And half of these players in college are good, but when they come into the NBA, you don't hear nothing about it because they disappear. Because the NBA has to pick their own flock of players, just like the NFL does. I'm not saying there's no great players in college, in NFL, because I believe there are a lot of great players in college. Even the small schools, the Division 1s to the 3s, there are always some great players. But would the NFL pick out these players? Yeah, they do. They do the same thing. You're going to be the next great player. You're going to be the next Reggie White. You're going to be the next Donald. You're going to be the next Ray Lewis. They pick them out because they have to. Because you're not going to just say, it could be some guy that never played a game in his life that really didn't get a chance to play. He'll probably be the next great player. Because you know why? The NFL will promote that player. They'll make that player become a great player. Because that's what they do. That's how the NFL and the NBA get their players to be stars. And you never heard of this motherfucker before. And even if they play college, they're a 5-star recruit or a 3-star or whatever star they are, you probably wouldn't see him in college. Because I've been watching college football for a very long time, and there's a lot of 5-stars. Like, I never heard of this motherfucker before, but he was a 5-star in high school. And then he comes to college, he's a 5-star, but he never played. He never started. But he gets one chance, he goes to the NFL, and you don't hear about him no more. Just like they're doing the fucking Deion's son. They're doing the same thing. They recruited Deion's son, and Deion's son was coming to play with his father. The only reason why he's being named because of his father. Now, if he didn't have a Deion name, would he be great? I will still believe that he would have been a great football player, even if he wasn't related to Deion, because I believe he's a very accurate quarterback. Now, he got sacked a lot because he led the league in 4 years of being sacked. Number one in college of being sacked, but he always led the league in passing. So he was great in college, so could he do that in pro? That's the whole problem I have with players that are coming out of college. Can they fit in the pro system? Now, he's playing for the Browns, so we don't know what's going to happen because they got like 5 quarterbacks. So we don't know if he's going to start or not. We don't even know if he's going to even be looking at the field unless it's a preseason. We don't know if he's going to be a backup. We don't know if he's going to be third string, or he might be a starter. We don't know, but I don't think he's going to start. I don't think Deion's son is going to start. I believe Deion's son is going to be off the bench. He's probably going to be a third string, and he probably moves his way to second string if depending on Flacco, because Flacco's going to be starter. Pickett's going to be backup, and they got all these other quarterbacks that are behind him that are really good. So we don't know where he's going to be. Will he be traded? He could be traded too, and he might be released, and somebody else might sign him. Because I thought he was going to go to Pittsburgh. So we don't know what's going to happen to Sedora. We don't know if he's going to be that player yet. Because quarterbacks have to wait. Now, his brother is probably going to actually get an opportunity. But I don't know if he will. Now, I'm not saying that he's not a good quarterback, because I believe he's going to be a very accurate quarterback at the NFL. The football's a lot bigger. The players are a lot faster. Timing is different. Drop back's different. They're probably going to run the ball a lot with him. But I think he can actually get himself into the game. But he needs to keep his mouth shut, and he needs to play football. That's all he needs to do. Because Deion's son, that's all he needs to do is play football, because he'll be all right. Just like Deion came in the league, he can't be his father. He can't be his father. His father was something different. He was a different phenomenon. That's why he's a Hall of Famer. That's probably considered the greatest defensive back of all time, because he was different. His son is nothing like his father. And his son needs to stop trying to act like his father. He needs to be himself and just promote himself to get himself to be a starter in the NFL, which is hard to do. I don't give a fuck if your name is Deion. I mean, your last name is Sanders. It's not going to make him get a starting job. It's not going to help. It's not going to. And Deion already knows that shit. That's why I'm saying the league needs to change, dog. The league needs to change. The NBA needs to change because if LeBron don't retire by next year, the league really needs to investigate it, dog. Because I believe if you're going to start winning championships, they got to start getting rid of these old players because the league is getting younger and the players are getting older. They need to let these younger players show their skills because LeBron been in the league for almost 40 fucking years. I'm saying it over exaggeration, but it's sickening to see this man all the time playing on the Laker team and knowing he's fucking old. He's not. People talk about Michael. Oh, Michael Jordan's old as shit. Oh my God, Michael Jordan can't do this. Yeah, okay, LeBron can't do the same fucking thing he used to do. So what is the difference? Jordan retired in 2002 at the age of 41. No, my fault, 42. He retired. He knew he couldn't play no more. Kobe retired. He knew he couldn't play no more after he tore his Achilles. He knew he couldn't do the same thing he couldn't do anymore. He retired. And he was happy. He said, I'm never coming back. Jordan said, I'm never coming back. Why would I come back for? I don't need nothing else to prove. I make some good money. I own my own businesses. Jordan was worth like 300, like 500 million. Kobe's worth 300 million. LeBron's worth $1 billion. So why the fuck? Why can't you retire with that money in your pocket? Your sons, let them enjoy themselves. Let them enjoy the NBA life. Be a father from a distance. You gotta be a father with your son with you every fucking day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can watch over him. He's a grown ass man. Make his own fucking decisions. The man's practically about to be married. Why are you fucking still trying to make decisions for your own goddamn son? And he's a grown ass man. Yeah, he's still gonna listen to you. That's your seed. He's gonna respect you. He's gonna listen to you. He's gonna listen to what you gotta say. But he can be his own man. You gotta let them two be their own men. Because if you don't let them be their own men, they're gonna be following. They were like, damn, Dad, I never got a chance to be a good NBA player because you were always the fuck there. His son never got a chance to play a full season with this team because you know why? He's always put in the fucking put in the lower league because he was hurt, he was sick, or something was going on with him. So he wasn't playing well. He wasn't scoring. He wasn't only averaging like at least about 3 points a game or something like that. But LeBron wanted him to start, and he started. He didn't do well because LeBron forced him into the game. You can't force the coaches should have to force your son into a game because you want him in there. Because now you're taking a position away from somebody else who's probably better than your fucking son. And it's not a knock on LeBron's son because he was never a good NBA. He was never a good college player either. But you can't knock him. You can't take somebody else's number. You can't take somebody's time away from them just because you want your son to start. He had to take somebody else's position for him to play. And everybody said they were excited to see LeBron. I didn't want to see him play. I already seen him in college play. What's the difference in seeing him in college and pro? It's nothing different. He averaged 9 points a game in college. Really, honestly, 5 points a game. In pro, he averaged less than that. Like 6 points a game. His average went up just to what, 10? How great is that? Oh, it's because of LeBron's son playing with his. I don't give a fuck. They still don't look right on the floor anyway because you really see. Only thing you see his son standing there on the 3 point line, and LeBron James is standing on the 3 point line. They both stand on the 3 point line. LeBron doesn't even when LeBron gets the ball, his son doesn't cut. He's still standing on the 3 point line, holding his hands out, waiting for the ball to come to him. He don't do anything. And when he's in the game, he'll try to do stuff, but he'll get a shot blocked. He'll probably get to the foul line. He'll probably he'll get a good shot open look. But it doesn't mean anything. That I think he's really just wants to do things on his own. And you take that away from a young player. You take away their confidence I wouldn't want to see my dad on the floor with me. I'm sorry, Dad. Come on here, high five, Dad. No, that's like see your dad in fucking. You're in school and you see your father walk past the classroom. Like, why my dad here? Hey, son, how you doing? I'm coming here to sit in the chair with you. Man, I couldn't wait to see you today, son. I'm gonna sit next to you while you're in class. Why is your father in here? Like, who wants to see your father in school? It's like seeing your mom, too, sit next to you in a classroom. Like, I used to see my mom come in the classroom and sit next to me. Like, it's embarrassing, dog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'd rather see my son on the basketball court in the motherfucking park than see my son on the basketball court in the NBA court. You know what I mean? Because I can get on my son in the basketball court. But I'm not trying to embarrass my son in front of 38 million people watching the game. Yeah, I mean, because if a basketball court, I could just do that. Like, yo, you need to go over here. You need to do a pick. You need to move. You need to do. Because I have seen fathers do that to their sons, like actually get on their sons because they don't play well in a basketball court out in the street. It's embarrassing sometimes because you be like, damn, why can't the young boy just play basketball? Like, you stop playing for any money. Oh man, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this, son, man. You gotta run hard, man. You gotta, I mean, I want to win the game. Like, damn, like you get paid in the NBA. You shouldn't be doing that to your son, man. You should let your son be a basketball player. Let him get that publicity and that money that he earned from getting into the league. But it's like he's gonna be doing this for the rest of LeBron's career, LeBron James' career. Just like the Eli Manning brothers. Do you see the you see Eli Manning? I mean, you see his father doing that, being on his sons and shit. Yeah, he comes to the games, but that's all he do. People say he's going to the Hall of Fame. No, he's not. His father's not going to the Hall of Fame at all. But his father is in the Hall of Fame because he played for Ole Miss. And he was a great player for Ole Miss. But he's not going to the Hall of Fame in the NFL. But people want to force him into the Hall of Fame. You can't do that. You can't force players in the Hall of Fame. They were never good in the NFL. Yes, he was a good player in college. But when he went to New Orleans, he was not a great player. He ran around, and they were calling him the Fran Tarkenton, but he wasn't. He was throwing a lot of interceptions, and he was getting sacked a lot. And New Orleans was bad. This is what New Orleans had one of the worst records in NFL history, up there with Detroit. He was playing for them teams. He ain't played with the good defenses that had Pat Swinlin and Sam Mills and all of them on that team. He wasn't playing with that team. He was playing with the '80s team that were bad. So he's not going to go to the Hall of Fame because of that team. Now, he was playing with the Pat Swilling team that made the playoffs when they had Ironhead Hayward and all of them. Yes, that he made the Hall of Fame. But that team that he played for in the '80s, no. That team was trash. And the team had a bad defense and it had a bad offense. And they never made the playoffs. And they got blown out all damn time. And Archie Manning used to get sacked a lot. He used to throw a lot of interceptions. He used to run around all the time. He was an amazing player. He reminded me of Flutie. He reminded me of Doug Flutie. He reminded me of Doug Flutie when Doug Flutie was playing in the NFL. When Doug Flutie was running around all over the place, and when he was playing for New England, he was playing for Miami and all of them. He was really a good player, and he played for Buffalo. But he's not going to make the Hall of Fame just because he's running around. And you got to win to be in the Hall of Fame. You can't be forced in the Hall of Fame because of a name. Because they would have put a lot of other NFL players that have fathers in the Hall of Fame with their sons. And they don't really have any sons and fathers in the Hall of Fame. So I don't know where they get that from. But to me, LeBron James needs to retire. He needs to retire. They don't need Giannis. If LeBron can't win without a star, another star, people can't say he's the greatest player of all time. It can't. It can't be mentioned amongst the greatness of other players that won with one star. You know what I mean? Now people say, well, Kevin Garnett won with Paul Pierce and he won Ray Allen. Yes, he did. But Paul Pierce was already on the team, and Ray Allen came to the team, but he wasn't that great of a player. He really, honestly, was older. He was still a great three-point shooter, but he wasn't the player that he was back when he was younger. Like Kevin Garnett wasn't a great player like he was back then. He was a great defensive player, but his average in points went down. I think he averaged like at least about 15, 16 points a game, but his defensive went up because he was better at playing defense and offense. Paul Pierce was still averaged over 20, but he wasn't still the same player that he was when he was averaging at least about around 30 when he was younger. So that team right there was still built on defense. The Lakers are not going to be built on defense. Even though you bring Giannis in, they'll say, well, it'll be a better defensive team. Yes, it would be a better defensive team. But why would you want to bring somebody to a team to help LeBron win a championship? Because they want LeBron to actually be up there with Curry. And it's fucked up because Curry didn't win a championship this year. Now they're going to say, well, we got to rush to get LeBron a championship because LeBron James is on a small window. It's closing. So we got to force him to win a championship. That's not fair. If the NBA allows this trade, you know it has to be something going on in the NBA that's really fucking up everything and making the league like it's sad, man. I'm done. I can't talk about this no more. Bless everybody.